those youth who fled in order to protect their deen, their identity. Allah in this particular ayat, speaking to our Prophet, said, نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ نَبَأَهُمْ. We relate to you their account in truth, meaning these aren't fairy tales, these aren't made up stories, rather they are truthful in its essence. They were indeed youths who had faith in their Lord, and we had enhanced them in guidance as well. With this ayat, the perspective behind it, we've spoken about it. I'm not going to go into depths and details of the story of Islamic God. It's been mentioned over and over again many times in details. But just a reference how they used their will and determination and were able to stand up against the atrocity and the tyranny that faced them. Believe it or not, today we face similar scenario, we face similar challenges in our lives, especially for our kids, our children. You and I may not have the similar tests in front of us, as we assume that, inshallah, we are well groomed as far as our upbringing is concerned, or we are deep-rooted when it comes to our madhab and our aqaid and our beliefs, that it'll take really something to shake in our faith and our aqidah and our belief in what we were brought up with. But that is not the same story when it comes to children growing up over here. So therefore, a lot of challenges face them. And in order to tackle, in order to cope with it, of course, it is important and necessary, in other words, for them to remain connected with the mainstream, remain connected with their society, their community, Islamic community for that matter, remain connected with the activities that happen in our centers, in our masajid. That is one way of keeping them and providing them a platform by which they're able to cope and understand and to tackle with the challenges that they face. Believe it or not, your child is about to hit one of the most important milestones and significant milestones in their lives. You know, high school graduation, which is just around the corner. College graduated, a couple of weeks ago. Now the high school graduation comes about, and graduation is not only symbolic and ceremonial in ushering into a new era of manhood or womanhood for that matter. It may be a defining moment in your son or daughter's life, which is, inshallah, rests upon it the future that is out there for them, whether it be their financial future, whether it be their social, physical, psychological, and as well as their spiritual well-being is concerned for the rest of their life. So this is a very important juncture in their life when they come out of this high school and they move into that next phase of their life. So here, it is important that as parents, as adults, as people whom the children look up to for wisdom and look up for guidance, we provide that very important piece of guidance for them. And those, of course, who have gone through this already, you can use this to reiterate. You can use these advices to, of course, we all need reminders. You know, how quickly do we forget things? And therefore, it is important to keep on reminding. This goes for all, even the young parents as well, as they are now raising young generation, that how are we going to go ahead and deal with them? Because we have this opportunity that maybe our parents didn't have, for example, while we're able to go ahead and provide, if you have heads up, if you're given heads up about something, if you're given knowledge about something ahead of time, just how equipped you feel about it. And that's the situation, inshallah, that we have. The next few years are expected to take them on a wild, emotional roller coaster ride. Not only that it is a major transition for them initially, internally, externally, it is also a challenge to keep up with the distractedly changing world that is around them. And of course, they'll be facing it firsthand. Now that we're looking at it from your lens and your perspective, now they'll be developing their own opinions about it. They'll be looking at it from their own lens, so to speak. So here are 5 advices that you can give to them. Of course, advices are based on studies by Muslim scholars and based on the teachings of Quran and Ahl-e-Bait, how we can transition from that and give it to to them so that they're able to use this. And of course, all these advices are not limited to those who are graduating from high school. This can be applicable to any age group for that matter. Number one, be resilient like a date palm tree. So I told you that it'll have some resemblance to our Islamic heritage as well. Date palm tree and its usefulness and whatnot. Inshallah, we'll explore what that means. So they should be resilient, like a date palm tree. You can imagine a date palm tree, how it is, and usually found in warm environment, hot environment, especially when you go for Umrah and Hajj, when you go for Ziyarah of Karbala and Najaf, you see date palm trees over there because they grow in those severe heat environments. So you will be constantly exposed to the inclement weather of life, right? The inclement weather that we face sometimes, which changes and makes us change our schedules. You wanted to go out with your family to a park, but guess what? It started raining, so you change your plans. So similarly, in life, you'll be hit with this inclement weather. How do you cope with it? You can't just say, well, bummer, we can't do anything now. Let's just, it's ruined our day. No, you gotta work around it. Get used to it. Life is going to challenge you with many proverbial hailstorms, windstorms, sandstorms, blizzards, volcano eruptions, earthquakes, and any other natural phenomena that you could think of, proverbial speaking. All those will be thrown at you, which will of course help you build your willpower and your resilience. The more you challenge, what happens? Either a person stops or continues to fight it, and then giving them more and more resilience on the way. Make sure to bounce back like a date palm tree. Prophet Islam, Muhammad Mustafa, a believer to a date palm tree. So this is directly out of a hadith from our Prophet. He said what? مثل المؤمن مثل النخلة ما أخذت منها من شيء نفعك. That the example of a mu'min is an example of a date palm tree. Whatever you take from it is going to be beneficial to you. There are a few lessons that we can learn from this date palm tree. What is the benefit that Prophet is alluding to? Practice, number one, that we find that this example that Prophet is giving, of course, there must be some sort of wisdom behind it. It cannot just be an example of a tree that existed in that time in Arabia. And of course, Prophet is using those examples which people can relate to at that time. But similarly, the example is so profound that it can be applicable even to people that are living here today. Practice in your college or university life and even beyond. A date palm tree stands straight, right? It's strong. No matter what weather brings, stand upright, you too, right? You should also, regardless of what hailstorm or sandstorm or other storm comes in your way, you gotta continue to remain steadfast and stand upright. Stay strong on your principles. Never compromise when it comes to, okay, maybe we don't need to pray today because, some festival is going on in our school, for example. Or maybe we can skip the salat today because of, we're going out, for example. Or we'll go ahead and make up the qada afterwards, for example. Or, for a change, because I'm hanging out with all my non-Muslim friends, so what if I, God forbid, na'udhu drank a little bit or did something which is not permissible? No, stay firm when it comes to your beliefs. And then don't compromise on your principles. And don't get distracted by the superficial matters. These are all superficial matters. These are things which are just distracting. Ask your adults. You don't even need someone to come and stand here and give you a lecture that when they were going through their college life, all these were just mere distractions that came in the way. But the main focus should have always been in what you're trying to achieve. A date palm tree gives fruit all year long. That is another phenomenon that Prophet didn't give an example of a banana or an apple tree or other trees, for example. Why? They only give fruit certain time of the year. Date palm tree is something which provides all year long. So try to be productive in all seasons. And so, well, in the summertime, it's time for me to now relax. I'm going to slack off all I can because, I've done my hard work for the 10 months and the 9 months of the entire year. This is now time for me to chill and relax. No, you should be productive all year long. We should not. Yes, relaxation is important for you to rejuvenate and to gain more and more energy, but to completely be off the hook and completely let go of your productivity, something which is not beneficial. A date palm tree produces an abundance of sweet fruit. throughout its life. So you should also learn from it and be sweet, gentle, and well-mannered with everyone consistently. Well, sometimes someone will throw a curveball at you. Someone will go ahead and try and get under your skin. Someone will try and mess with your head and try to get the worst out of you, right? This is where you need to be resilient like a state palm tree and continue to be sweet, gentle, and well-mannered no matter what happens. Because what? We are representatives of our faith as well in this part of the world. Right? People look up to our religion with scrutiny, and therefore when they see a Muslim behaving in that way, right away they're going to blame and paint everyone with the same brush. You are your own representative of your faith and your madhab, therefore be at the best of your behaviors. A date palm tree has its leaves curved, facing downward. So be humble before Allah with people around you. Attribute all your success to Allah and give due credit to those who are around you. Yes, at that speech that you give at the end of your graduation where you thank everyone, mean it. Right? It should not just be something which is written on the paper. Oh, I thank this person, I thank that person, I thank my parents. No, mean it. And then live with it because you thank them and they were the reason that you got over here. And that concept of thankfulness should never leave your heart. A date palm tree and its roots are buried deep in the ground. So be firmly grounded when it comes